interesting things that have presented itself to you and your camera?
So I don't know if there's anything particular in that sense, but of course, when I approached the people that I was photographing, I was making sure that I think I liked the features in a way that, when I take a picture of it, I know that it's going to look interesting. So for me, it was just that, but also kind of when you're working with people, and everyone is so different. Some people are confident in front of the camera, some people are not, and how they perceive themselves, and even just generally, some people thinking that when they are their pictures being taken, like they have certain angles that they like, but here it's literally because it's about the nose, and even if they are not very confident about featuring it, this will be the main feature, so I think them also kind of overcoming that little like apprehensiveness about their face, that this person is actually documenting my nose, and whether I like it or whether it's not a feature. I usually would, in general pictures, I would probably like angle my face in such a way that it doesn't show as much, but here it becomes the prime focus, so I think seeing that, I think you also kind of like learn from it, and I'm sure like as I keep documenting, I'll have a lot more stories, coming up with people, so it would be really nice to see that as well.
It's fascinating how you talk about what you're looking at when you're taking a picture of a person, especially the nose. So how are these pictures going to be taken? So is the face also going to be very much part of this?
Yes. So I think that is so for me. I mean, of course, initially when we were discussing the project as well, I was thinking, should it just be the nose? Should it just be like a plain backdrop? Should it be, so the idea was that, yes, I think it's important to also capture the face with the nose and not just the nose. But so I tried to take like tighter portraits of the people I photographed, but generally in a bit of an angle, so the nose is kind of evident. So I think that is a feature that we try to focus on. But other than that, yes, it's usually again a black and white picture, so there is no distraction. We are trying to just use a little bit of like a black cloth or black backdrop in the back, and just somebody holding it. So there's nothing else. It's just literally the face, that is in focus, and that is what we are ideally trying to achieve with this. So yeah, it's tighter portraits of people. Let's see how it comes together. Again, it's still in the very nascent stages. So, but it will essentially always be portraits of people, so it's with the faces. So I think just capturing the way they look and how the nose sits with the face, I think identifying those things as well is interesting, for people, as opposed to just looking at a nose.
You identify a nose that stands out. Will every Parsi make the cut?
Technically speaking, every Parsi makes the cut, but
okay.
But I think this is the for the photo project. I think for me, it's also not about just documenting every Parsi just because, it's about documenting faces, and this is also somewhere where my personal feeling towards it comes in, right? Like how I would perceive the nose, and I mean somebody else might perceive it differently, but how I see a nose or a face to be interesting. So I think that also comes into play, because I am essentially a photographer who works in the fashion industry. I do document people, so I'm constantly exposed to like various kinds of faces and different kinds of features. And I think for me it would be a subconscious thing where I like, if I'm thinking of a Parsi nose, I'm thinking of it in a certain way, So for me, like I told you earlier, it is a very, for me, it has to be the nose that becomes the focus. And when I kind of look at a person, it should be like, oh, okay, that person has a cool nose, So right away, that's the feature I'm looking for, So there's no particular like, okay, it's like it has to be long or it has to be like big.